Welcome to another Compassion Works for All video. And I'm here today with my friend Jade. And she's a college student at SCAD, which is Savannah College for Art and Design, right? And she is here with some of her amazing art. And the reason I wanted Jade to share the video with you today and for you to see her art is she is an incredible example of someone hearing from within them the whisper that tells them what their life is about. And she has heard this whisper since she was a little bitty girl. And so here you are now, all grown up and fulfilling your dreams. Can I just show your art pieces first?
Go ahead.
So we have this piece here on the couch. And as she's going to college, I'm sure they're giving her assignments. And some of these may be assignments, and some of them may be pieces she did by herself. You can tell us about that, Jade, but I'm taking a minute to first show you these beautiful, beautiful pieces. We may go down to another room later and see some more. But Jade, were these pieces, were these assignments, or do you feel, how do you make a piece of art?
Well, some of these were assignments, like this one. It was kind of an open-ended assignment for my color theory class, and we had to use a different kind of color theme scheme for each of these, and we had different criteria. We had to do 3 paintings, but I wanted to do portraits because I really like to paint people. This was an assignment that I did for my senior art collection in high school, and I chose the medium, I chose the subject, and the composition, and it was pretty free, open-ended, and these 2 were for a life drawing assignment in my college class. And then we had to do 2 self-portraits that were contrasting. Like we had to do different moods. So this mood is how I usually am, and it's kind of like happy, daydreamy, carefree. It's kind of happy. And then the one on the floor over there is how I feel on those days where we just have, there's just a ton going on, the day isn't going right, everything's kind of feels constricting and depressing, and just, so that was kind of the mood for that one.
And you captured that mood very well.
Thank you.
So when you are drawing people, whether they are drawings and paintings of yourself or of others, you are trying to capture what's inside of them, their emotions, their contemplations, maybe what their life is like. Say a little more how you can possibly do that.
I think the best paintings or art pieces come from, they're based on something that isn't perfect, something that has a little bit of a little bit of raw ugliness in it. Not like any of my subjects are ugly, but I think humans in general have that like, they have the good and the bad to them. And I think to capture like the pure essence of someone, you gotta get a little bit of both.
Uh-huh.
But I think I see the good in people,
Uh-huh.
and especially the subjects that I've picked for my paintings are really like inspiring young women, most of them.
Uh-huh.
And I try to paint being inspired by their strength and the good in these people when I paint.
Uh-huh. That's
Does that?
amazing. That is fabulous. So in a sense, you're saying to make a good painting, you have to be willing to see the parts that are a little raw, the parts that are a little troubled, or as you say, maybe even a little not perfect. And to be willing to see that and put it all together with the good and the bad together, that says a lot about relationships and being willing to be with people in their totality. Is that kind of what you're capturing?
That's perfect. Like, you summed it up perfectly. Yeah, I think that's a really good explanation of what I was trying to say.
But that's a very wise perspective on people everywhere, because so many people try to hide the negative, and you want to show the negative as much as the positive.
Yeah. I think the combination, of your good and your bad, you need to embrace it and you need to recognize it, and they come together, and that's you as a person.
Oh,
you need
that's
to, like, embrace your flaws.
wonderful, wonderful. If everybody could accept themselves with that kind of openness and say, I can embrace those things with me that are a struggle and the things that are beautiful. Say a little more about this painting here, because she is free.
Yeah. I didn't have any idea what this was going to be a painting of when I started it. I found the canvas on sale at Michael's, and I've never painted in a square before, so I was really excited. I thought it would be an interesting shape. So I brought it back to my school, and I just started painting it with some thick white acrylic paint. I threw a little bit of sand in it, and the sand kind of inspired me to do like kind of a free, like a beachy, earthy painting. And I did strokes that reminded me of clouds and of waves and sand. There's newspaper just in here, sand. The red was a huge mistake at first. Like, I started painting another painting, and it just got on this one, and I was like, let's just go with it and see what happens. And then my model was a student at Episcopal. She's got this like really gorgeous, beautiful natural red hair, and I just knew she would make a great painting. And it's so like, she's got a really like a free personality, and she's smart and sweet and kind. And I asked her if she wanted to model for me, and she was like, sure. So we had a fun time, and I had her doing all these weird poses with her hair, kind of upside down, and she was a great sport about it. And so I finally got one I liked, and I just kind of went with it. I used an oil acrylic mix paint, so it dries faster than oil, but it's got the same texture and kind of the shininess that I wanted, kind of.
So you almost know what you are working towards, and maybe sometimes it appears accidentally, and sometimes you create it deliberately.
Yeah.
So let me ask you one more question for our video, and then what we can do is go to your other room with more art and just take a few more shots of that room. But I wanted to ask you one more question. A lot of younger people, now you are a young adult, but younger people who may still be in high school, and even people your age and older, often say, I can't find my path. I can't decide what I'm good at. I can't find what is driving me. But like I said before, you almost knew from the time you were very young. Is there any way to put into words how that feels for you to know there is something you have to do?
Um, I guess, for a long time, I mean, I always liked to do art and liked to draw when I was little, but I didn't really explore it or think anything of it um, until I was in middle school, and things had been going kind of, I don't know, badly, but I wasn't doing so well, and I know a lot of people in middle school have that same kind of feeling, that like kind of depressing, like awkward, feeling stage, whatever. So I was in my middle school art class, and my teacher just used my piece as an example in class, and she's like, the artist who was drawing this did a really, a really good job going from, what is it, left brain to right?
Okay, yes.
Right brain?
Yeah, or right or left, either way, going back and forth.
Going back and forth, whatever.
Yeah.
She said, she can really transfer over well and just get absorbed and just draw what she sees and shapes and just get into that mode. And I was like, well, that's interesting. I guess I'm good at something. And then I just kind of stuck with it.
Amazing.
Because I liked it. It's just kind of...
So maybe in part having somebody else recognize that what was flowing out of you so naturally was something that other people... I remember thinking you were pretty fabulous when you were 5, but you just did it naturally, and other people saw something important in what you were doing.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah. I'm going to walk downstairs with you, and we'll take some shots of some of the work you have downstairs, and then we'll add them to this. But thank you. This was fabulous and so helpful, I think, for other people that are trying to find what is their path. So we'll meet you downstairs.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, now Jade and I are down here, and this is a dress that Jade made and won an award. What was the award you won, Jade?
I won first place at the Clinton Center Curbside Couture competition in my senior year. It's a competition where students make clothing out of recycled fabric or materials, whatever you find, you can use it.
Wow!
Creative.
And what is this made of?
This is made out of, see, if you look at the back, it's just brown paper. It's just recycled, like, brown paper bag material. And then I painted sheets of it, and then I cut it out into these leaf shapes, and spray painted the bottom gold. And then I made the structure out of wire and this netting, and this is just recycled tie fabric that my teacher had.
So you're all ready to go to the ball.
Yes.
But a little stiffly. And here is a magnificent face full of emotion. That's a great piece.
That went with my senior collection too.
Uh-huh.
That's a student who went to my school.
Uh-huh. That is a fabulous face. And then we have a few more here. Isn't she beautiful?
And that student's a dancer, so I wanted to capture her fun personality and her movement.
And grace. Uh-huh. And then we have another young woman here. And again, an incredible capturing of
That's
a
a self-portrait.
face looking pensive. And an adorable girl here.
That's another self-portrait. Back when my hair was natural. So,
And then there's this one.
that's a print that I was practicing, and then
Uh-huh.
so.
And I know you love cats. And here's a cat.
My kitty.
And I'm just going to come over here and show the work table.
My work table is really messy right now. It's got all of my school stuff stacked up on it, but I can pull out things if you want.
But it's a great place that shows how busy you are.
Yep.
And I love this fish.
Oh, yes. The big one.
Very nice. Okay. Well, I think the video people will say that's all you can do. So we loved coming to your house and seeing your work and meeting you. And you've just got pieces everywhere you look. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll see you again, I hope.
Absolutely.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.